Hello and welcome to the weather hazard briefing presented by National Weather Service Pocatello for Thursday, December 30th. Here's what you'll see in this briefing. We have a second storm following the one yesterday and this previous evening in the string arrives today. We're looking at moderate to heavy snow in the Island Park, Big Hole Mountains, and Bear River Mountains. Looking for light to moderate snow in the Teton Valley, the Upper Snake River Plain, and the Caribou Highlands. And look for light snow everywhere else, with the exception maybe of some portions of the Arco Desert, which is sort of in what we call precipitation shadow with a northwest flow. We are expecting to be breezy to windy pretty much everywhere. This will cause heavy drifting and low visibility and blowing snow. When you add up these 4 points, that there are winter weather advisories issued basically all day today and then into the late night hours tonight. Light snow lingers into Friday morning and early afternoon. Then an Arctic blast of air arrives during New Year's Eve and continues New Year's Day until our next storm arrives sometime later on Monday. All right, so here we are looking at the storm. So light to moderate snow, some of it in the afternoon. Some of it's just light, and then you see the moderate to heavy snow. The focus will be here on the eastern highlands and the southeast highlands where the snow will be heaviest. You can see it does linger into Friday. There's some light snow in the southeast highlands again and light snow in the eastern highlands. And the cold air comes out of the north behind this for Friday night. You can see it gets into the Snake Plain. It gets into the eastern highlands, but maybe not much further south than that. Lost River, Sawtooth, and Lemhi County. So all our northern zones won't probably get, slide all the way to the Utah border. We are looking forward to continued bitter cold into the first morning of the new year. Again, Snake Plain, eastern highlands, Lost River, Sawtooth, and Lemhi County area, and then there's just a slight chance of snow lingering in the eastern highlands. You can see the cold air continues in at least some locations. There's going to be cloud cover moving in to our western zones, and so you'll see that the bitter cold sort of ends in those areas wherever we get cloud cover, but there's still some leftover cold temperatures in the Snake Plain and eastern Magic Valley. And then our next storm comes in on Monday, most of it Monday night, as you can see here, and then in the western zones actually probably during the late morning to early afternoon. All right, so this is our current status in watches, warnings, and advisories. We have just advisories out, and you can see includes the Island Park area, Big Hole Mountains, northern Snake River Plain or upper Snake River Plain, Caribou Highlands, and then the Bear River range of mountains. We'll see how that progresses. After we look at the satellite picture here, you can see lots of low clouds lingering, and there's been actually a light snow falling out of this pretty much all night. It's been slowly dying off, but we expect another surge as this next storm, so you can see here, comes in, covers us during the day and exits during the night hours. All right, so for today, light snow with some heavy patches in some of these locations. Most of it not near any roads, so that's a good thing. So let's see how it does progress. This morning you can see it's pretty much limited to down here and here up in the Yellowstone Park area where the light snow continues, but most of the roads should be actually okay. And then here it comes in the morning. This is between 5 a.m. and 11 a.m. You see it starts to pick up 2 to 3 inches in the Island Park area, 1 to 2 inches here in Stanley. And the higher elevations really catching it here are everything from sort of in the west central mountains, which catches most of it, and not a lot of it gets over this divide, at least in this portion. So again, wherever you have southwest facing slopes, you'll get the best snowfall. So it does continue here, places east of like Vienna Mines Summit or so, and you can see it now spreads southward by the afternoon. Includes the Bear River Range, Big Hole Mountains, where you see the yellow, that's more than 6 inches. You can see it is isolated areas, pretty high up. It is staying in that 6 to 10 inch range overall over the 24-hour period. And we'll take a look at the total snowfall for this event. You can see here in the evening it starts to tail off here in the Arco Desert, and especially down in the lower elevations. And it's pretty much lingering only in the extreme eastern side and southeast corner of our forecast area, and just some lingering stuff into the late night hours after midnight, mostly ended here in the heavily populated areas. So this is a total 24-hour snow through today and tonight. So you can see it is basically, the 1 foot or higher, which would be the winter storm warning snow, is in very limited areas, not where any roads are. It is staying at the snow advisory, but it is on the heavy side for snow advisories. I mean, it is pushing towards the limit of that, which would be an average of 10 inches of snow. So you see it basically 5 to 10 or so here, or 6 to 10 I should say, for the higher elevations. Then when you get down into the lower or the upper Snake River Plain, it is 2 inches around Idaho Falls, but you get just a little further north and it's 3 to nearly 6 by the time you get up into the Chester area. So that's pretty good snow for them, and that's why there is a winter weather advisory for this area as well. Also here over the Caribou Highlands, and then once again over the Bear River Range, where you can see it's once again you get to the extreme high elevations and it's more than 12 inches. Over here in the Wood River Basin and in the Stanley Basin, most of the low elevations just have this 3 to 6 inch snowfall totals, and then and even in the Galena Summit area it's still 3 to 6, and then once you get in the Stanley area we start seeing some more 6, but it still stays very much below 6 inches for the most part, and so no advisory is planned for this area, but that doesn't mean they're not getting significant snow. All right, these are the winds pretty much all day today and until very late tonight. Expect these kind of gusts to near 30 miles an hour, sustained winds of 15 to 20. That will drift and lift snow, causing poor visibilities, and this is where it is going to be the biggest factor over this part of the Snake River Plain, and then in the higher elevations in the mountains here. Also some pretty good blowing stuff, and even in the Teton Valley there's some right up in here, at least the northern end of it. So lots of wind to go around. This will hamper the ability for snow people to go out and keep roads clear. Okay, the afternoon highs, you can see widespread 20s, and then maybe even close to around freezing in the Twin Falls area. All right, so for Friday, which is New Year's Eve, and Friday night, which is the actual New Year's, that first night, again, widespread snow everywhere. And here it is. So in the morning, starting out with, again, this is light snow. Most you see is the 2 to 3 inches up here along our border with Wyoming. So a very limited area. And then a little bit more in the afternoon. And then you can see by the evening hours it is really dying out. So hopefully this means for first night activities, which actually occur after this time period for the most part, the snow will have stopped, and a lot of locations should be able to catch up at that point. And you can see after 11 p.m. we have no snow forecasted except for these isolated locations in our southern zones. All right, we are expecting some wind. Here it is at 5 a.m. probably when it's at its strongest. You can we're still getting gusts above 25 miles an hour for a lot of places, and that means sustained winds, still enough to carry snow. And here's 5 p.m. You can see it's fallen off a little bit, but not really down here. So drifting could still be an issue, especially in the eastern Magic Valley and the up to the Pocatello area. So that would include American Falls. Here are the highs for Friday. You can see they're back down as cold air starts to move in with this storm, but still staying in the 20s. And then for January 1st, morning lows, the Arctic air is moving in. I would imagine, and we'll still have some wind. It won't be 15 with gusts to 25, but it will be in the neighborhood of 5 to 10 miles an hour, which can cause wind chills down to 20 below zero. And I would imagine everything from I-15 westward is going to be in that area. So I would expect wind chill warnings will be issued tomorrow morning to warn of this. This means a really cold first night for some people. You need to be dressed for that. As you can see, by the time you get south Idaho Falls, the gradient of temperature rises considerably, and Pocatello, I mean, 2 below zero is not anything to be unconcerned about, but and even the 1 degree at Burley. But know that it's not dangerous wind chill, but it is still significant. Okay, here's the 24-hour snowfall for Friday, New Year's Eve. Again, most of this is during the day on Friday, just some lingering into the evening hours. You can see it's widespread, less than an inch, some 1 to 2 inch, 2 to 3 inches at Island Park is about as bad as it gets. All right, and then here for Saturday night, we are cleared out, sort of a break for us. So we just have temperatures for the afternoon. You can see they're struggling here on the 1st to get out of the single or into the double digits, frankly. So lots of cold air settling in, and then up another below zero night. You can see the cold air does surge a little bit further north, or excuse me, south. Pocatello actually cooling down, but comparatively, the Arctic air, the 10 below zero and cold air has certainly modified with all the daytime heating we'll be getting, and is limited to the Arco Desert. So that's all I have. If you have any further questions, contact us at this telephone number. Check out the weather yourself at weather.gov/Pocatello. Thanks for watching.